Guys here.
It's so crazy to see you on top of some building in New York.
Oh yeah, this is my late night background. This is my late night show, late night outfit.
Where's your mug?
Hey, here we go. It's right here.
Cheers back at you, buddy. Already wet, already ready for winter.
Yeah, man. Let's. Summer is cancelled. Well, first of all, here we are, late night Luke. Thank you for joining me. We have Afrojack, Dash Berlin, Gatusso, and Lady B. First of all, I'd like for everyone to kind of introduce yourself and see what kind of relations we have with each other. Or so, for instance, Lady B, who's Mixed Mash family. I've known her since she was 15 years old.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
pretty
can.
young.
How was it again?
Well, my boyfriend was MC Good Grip, and
Oh, hang on. That's. Oh, yes. You are now rocking with the. That's that guy.
yes.
Yeah.
So I was there actually when he recorded the vocal at your house. I think it was in Ellesmere back then.
That's right.
It's crazy.
And I didn't know because you were supposed to sing, right? Then as well, or no?
No, I was just with him to support him when he went to the studio, and yeah, no, not to sing. I wish we did collaborations later.
And I have a fun fact about Lady B as well. Lady B's brother is Mark Benjamin.
Yes.
So it's kind of like all family here, and I want to get to Afrojack as well because he has a kind of like a teenage story with me and him as well.
Yeah, well, the first club I ever went into was, I think, on your guest list in Las Palmas in Rotterdam, through the forum. That was the first time we met. I think I was 17 or something.
Yeah, you weren't even legal, I guess, right?
Yeah, I snuck in. We figured it out. I've always been very tall, so no one really asked any questions. And I know Lady B also since that same time, the Nope is Dope time, also with Mark Benjamin, who's making some crazy productions right now. And I don't know Gatusso. It's nice to meet you, guy.
Hey Nick, how are you? Big fan of your music.
We're all friends with Jeff, I think, Dash, who I am very excited about the beard. I think it's really cool. It looks like you're about to do a techno alter ego.
It's almost
We're going to talk about his beard very soon. So, Jeff, where did I meet you for the first time? Dash Berlin.
wow. That's a good question. I wouldn't know. What do you think?
I feel it was somewhere in at Pasha Ibiza. I have no clue what you were doing there, but you came in and
If it's in
introduced
Ibiza,
yourself.
then I think it has to be around 2000, between 2006, 2008, hanging out with my friends, actually spending some vacation time on Ibiza. Yeah, it's possible. It's possible. I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
It's been a long time for sure, and not such a very long time is. Well, actually, I've never met Gatusso in real life.
Yeah, we just spoken Instagram and phone.
So we have to bear with Gatusso a little bit. He's from Israel. His English isn't very good, but he lives in New York City, and so he's a man of few words. But this was the story of you and I, right? So I actually, what was this? A half a year ago, I talked to you on Instagram, said like, "Hey, I love your music and everything," and then you told me a funny story about when you went to see me.
Yeah, I saw you last year in Marquis, 2019. I've been in Marquis to see your show. It was a wonderful show. And when you sent me the Instagram messages, I was surprised to see you. And I think we have a great song that's coming up 2 months. We have a great collaboration together.
I'm excited. A bit of a shameless plug here. Thanks for that. It's an awesome track. It's really good to collaborate with you as well. And so let's get into some questions. I've wrote some questions up on my board here. So the question of tonight, actually, with everything opening up, is what's next? So what's next with opening up? Because we were the first they took out, and we will probably be the last ones to get back in. And so your views on that.
Yeah, unfortunately, this year I just start my first tour. I just signed in William Morris, and I get like 60 shows this year. And I start to tour. I did like 15 or 20, and the Corona stopped me for the tour. So I hope that we can come back for shows as soon as possible. And this is my desire. This is what I think, and that's what I want. Come back for tour. For you guys, you know, you've been so many years on tour, so you've been there.
Vacation.
But for me, it's the first year, so I'm a little sad.
So Afrojack is just said it's like vacation. Is this how you feel about it?
Yeah, you know, like if you look at it from our perspective, we're lucky. We've been around for years. We built our network. We built our fan base. So for us, it's like, it sucks, but we built up some equity over time. We're pretty much safe. And whenever a festival starts happening again, like we can call our friends and we can reach out to our fans, and we're gonna have some shows probably. If you're new and you're just on the come up and you were just starting in that area, like you have to build that momentum again. So for us, it's like, honestly, I don't think we have too much to complain. But if you're just on the start and you have to get that start again, which is the most difficult part of the whole DJ career to grasp, like I'm with you, Gatusso. If you need anything, give me a shout out.
I think for every DJ has a different situation, and I think if you're just beginning or upcoming, it's like you have a little saving, and you know, I'm living off my savings right now, and if I have extra money, I will invest it again in my career. But now, it's financially for me, it's really difficult right now. So, but I want to look forward, and yeah, I'm looking for a little bit of side hustle. So I think most of the DJs that are upcoming or beginning have the same struggle. So if you have any tips for us.
Well, I want to talk about the non-traveling a bit. It's funny. The other day I was talking to my wife, and she said, "Hey, Luke, about your travel suitcase, does it really still need to be open and in the corner of our bedroom?"
I have the same thing, man.
I have the same.
Dude, for real, yeah.
And it's like I never thought about that, because this was usual life. You know, the travel suitcase would be there 2-3 days at home, you pack it up and you're out. But now it's been sitting there for 2 months, and it's like, oh, I didn't even realize that. Okay, I'm going to put it away for now, I guess.
Dusty.
So Jeff, how is that for you, the non-traveling? Because you've been a traveling beast as well.
Yeah. Well, the funny story for my feeling is that I actually flew back with the COVID-19 virus. We were in a round of ultras where also Afrojack was playing. And we met up there. We were supposed to go to Abu Dhabi, which was a big deal for everyone, and that eventually didn't happen. But Australia, after that, did happen, and we played in Sydney and Melbourne. And after leaving Melbourne, 2 days after, when the Formula One was about to take place, it was cancelled because of the COVID-19 situation. So we were already, long on the way, making our way back then. But I was already traveling with a mouth cap on, and scared as hell that I was in an airplane, long haul, with people surrounded with COVID. And being back now, I don't mind, as long as you keep yourself relevant in terms of production. I can focus more on production. I didn't used to do that so much before, also because of the traveling. Yeah, and I do daily streams, so I'm cool for now.
Okay, if you just tuned in, don't worry. After the stream, you can find the full thing on my Instagram TV, YouTube, and Facebook. We're right here with Afrojack, Lady B, Dash Berlin, and Gatusso. It is time right now for a little bumper.
Hey guys, what's up? It's Lady B, live from a studio in Amsterdam, and I got some very good news for you because I'm gonna do a free download Friday for the next couple of 4 weeks.
Okay, so free download Friday, Lady B. What's that about?
Well, my next release is at the end of June, and I thought, okay, I've got a couple of weeks, no shows to promote, and I thought I already do live streams, and I thought maybe I can just share my music, share some positivity for everyone to give my special VIP edits and my remixes. Of course, I had to ask, how do you say it? A toestemming?
Permission.
Yeah, permission from the labels, but all of them were cool with it. So for me, it's like Dash Berlin just said, being relevant. And every Friday I'm gonna do a free download Friday and let the people decide. So every week they can decide on my story which download it will be. So for the next couple of 4 weeks, just to be relevant and to share some music.
So this is interesting. I want to dive into making music in this situation. For instance, someone like Gatusso. Are you still making a lot of music with the pandemic going on?
I be honest, the last 2 months I was not making at all music. I think I spoke with Dash about this before a couple of weeks. Before the COVID-19, I was focused about release and make music and make records, and I have ton of records down on my drive. And I don't know, the COVID-19 catch me, and I was a little sick with the COVID-19, like you know. I was positive, so I was like 3 weeks in my room, separate from my family, very dizzy, very weird, not too much drama, but very weird situation. And now I start to come back I check myself again, I'm definitely good, everything good with me. And now I start to come back for produce. I have a ton of records that I need to finish. And I'm excited to come back.
Okay, so for everyone tuning in right now, hey, what's up everyone? We see you guys, how are you doing? So actually Gatusso just unveiled a big secret, I guess, or not really a big secret, but Gatusso actually had the virus, and he recovered in 2 weeks. He's fully functional again. We've seen a couple of, I've heard a couple of DJs that had it too, like Chocolate Puma had the virus as well, right?
Oh.
Yeah, was bad.
Pavo of Above and Beyond.
Oh, wow.
Andrea, the former presenter of the Ultra videos and TV.
Oh, damn.
Presenter. Yeah.
See, here is what I'm thinking straight away. So did these people not wash their hands? Or is it that risky that, you just touch your face and you have it? What do you think, Gatusso?
I don't know. I'm the guy that wash my hands all the time and I take a showers and I do everything right. I don't know where I get it. And I can tell you that it was a very weird situation because I'm not was really sick, but it was something weird in your body that you never felt. I never felt before. But again, it's past. I'm good and everything cool. Nothing.
That's awesome. So thankful that you survived and you're back. Actually, you're like a antivirus Superman now because of all the antibodies, right? Can just go out on the street and touch everyone, or is that not what you should do?
I don't think you should go out on the street and touch everyone. It might be that might backfire.
Especially in New York.
Yeah, New York City is crazy.
Hi.
And so Afrojack, you just scored something big out here in the States, right? #1 Billboard track with Ali Brooke.
Yeah.
Have you been making a lot of music during the pandemic?
Well, I was like not doing music at all for about a month and a half. I was 2 months actually. I was here with my fiance, and we were just doing Lego puzzles, enjoying time with each other, enjoying not moving and just relaxing. And then after she left, I picked up Call of Duty and I picked up the studio. And now every day I've been making music like 8 hours and playing Call of Duty for 8 hours. And I tell you honestly, like what you said before, with like remaining relevant, I think right now as a DJ or producer, the only thing you can do to actually be relevant is make a song that everyone loves, and which is almost like impossible to guess because you cannot monitor the hype anymore because there are no festivals, there's no DJ track list, there's no, like, the Beatport charts don't make any sense now because no one is playing anything anywhere. So I think like the only thing you can do right now to get ready for when COVID is over is make shitloads of music, collaborations, and put out as much as you can and promote as much as you can through socials. Make your own memes, make your own coffin dance edits, and just like push what you can push. If you want to, of course. Like that's if you want to be relevant.
See, it's been a weird one for me because I genuinely love dance floor music, and obviously I love DJing, and pretty much every time I'm in the studio I picture that dance floor and maybe DJ's playing my tracks or whatever, and then you realize, it's not there right now, and it's so weird to even...
That's why I didn't make music for 2 months.
Like even when tracks are out and you're putting it on your live stream, then the audience is actually people sitting on the couch eating chips watching your stream, right? It's weird now.
Different energy.
So thank you everyone for tuning in right now. We're gonna go and have a look at a Dash Berlin video. Okay, so Dash Berlin, you sent me this article and it was fascinating to read. I want to talk to you about your daily dash, but first of all, let's talk about your daily beard. What's going on?
Okay, yeah, well, short and sweet. It's about acceptance of the situation we're in. This is my own personal take on it. Just accepting the situation, and no haircuts, no shaving. And that is my way of dealing with everyday life and being out of your normal travel comfort zone. And for me, that works. Everybody has his own ways. Everybody has his own methods. And this, every morning when I look into the mirror, I'm like, ooh. Yeah, it's still going on, and there's quite some people saying like, take it off, or it looks crazy, you look like a bum or whatever. It's fine, I can take it. And when this whole thing really blows over and everyone is 100% completely safe, then for me that is the time to actually take it off.
I think it's awesome. I think it's awesome you share that with us. And obviously, everyone that has been stuck at home or lost their jobs has been struggling with this. And, we deal with it the way we can. And so then my question would be are you going to shave it off when all of this is over?
100%. Yeah.
Okay.
Trimmer is ready.
Okay.
Really in charge.
That's gonna. Yeah, it looks rough. I like it.
It is rough. Yeah, I got special beard oil and a comb, and it is, it's a different lifestyle.
It kind of looks like you have Afrojack's haircut on your chin now.
My hair is not cut. Just saying.
Pepper beard is the next collaboration going.
Actually, I haven't had a haircut in 5 months now. 5.5 months.
Not a haircut in 5.5 months. So that the afro is real now.
Yeah, it's there. But sometimes it looks like I plug my fingers into a power socket.
So Daily Dash, because what I love, I've watched a few clips of it. What I loved that you did, what I want to talk about, is you did a fundraiser for the Tower Group people. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
When we entered the COVID-19 situation, I think everybody was leveled and everybody needed help. So I don't think it was a weird thing that a lot of organizations went to artists asking for support. Obviously, at that time, we weren't knowing that we were going to sit in this for the longest time, probably of everybody. And then, part of the philosophy of what I stand for, what Dash Berlin stands for, is sharing is caring and giving back. And, a Tao Group Marquee has been supportive for my career for such a long time in Vegas. I'm still there as a resident. I owe so much to them that for me, squeezing that in with the Daily Dash workload that I have every day, it's a normality, giving back, supporting, and trying to help them out, because overall their problems, holding up a company like that, I think it's even way more stressful than the situation I'm in here. If I look at my own situation where I can do a Daily Dash, and as long as I have power and a decent internet connection, I will be streaming everybody's ass off from 8 p.m. CET and won't stop until this whole COVID thing is over.
That's amazing. Another way of Dash Berlin dealing with the situation. I've got to give a shout out to the Tower Group as well. Marquee New York, Marquee Singapore, Marquee Las Vegas. We have Lavo as well. And we're thinking about all the promoters and all the people that have been struck by this pandemic as well. And if you've just tuned in, hi guys, we see you. Thank you for commenting. And so I want to ask to the others as well. So the team, like obviously around us, we always have like a team of people working. Gattüso, I can imagine your team is not as big as like Afrojack's team, but how are you doing that for your team?
Definitely my team is not big like Afrojack. I have 4 people that in my group all the time. I didn't see him like 2 months, 3 months, I don't know how long. But we continue to try to work. We work on daily basis, sharing screen, working. Again, I didn't do music, so with my manager, with the social media, with all this, we try to work on daily basis. I was releasing Creep before 1.5 months, 6-7 weeks. It was the special project of Mint, the first one. So it was like a lucky that we could release it in this time, and it's a bummer. My team continued to work the same, and all good.
That's pretty amazing. So I can imagine that we're not setting up any streaming festivals and donations for our tour managers soon, right? You heard about that?
No,
I haven't heard.
What
Can you
happened?
explain?
This was a big controversy. So people like Carl Cox and Seth Troxler, they set up, what was it again, like a website for their tour managers. And their tour managers were DJing and people could donate. But then someone made a video and said, why aren't these big DJs donating money to their tour managers instead of,
like pay
all
your
the people?
staff. That's but I think like I don't think you can mention Carl Cox and that situation the same day.
Nick,
Carl is the biggest.
we have something going on with your mic, Nick. I don't know if it's like a wire.
Houston, we have a problem.
Yeah, this happens. Can you hear me?
We can hear you, but we can't see you.
Yeah, that takes a second
Okay.
to set up the video. Hello. Yeah. No, the only thing I was saying is like it's probably like mentioning Carl Cox and that situation in the same sentence. Like Carl has a pretty big heart, so I'm sure it's a misunderstanding. But for whoever meant that is like, come on. That's like us now. Like every successful DJ that has their savings ready now going like, hey, we don't have any shows, donate. Like, it's kind of backwards, you know. Actually, I've been doing Call of Duty streams now. We're doing the opposite. Like, if we win, we give away Amazon gift cards for the people who are stuck at home to get whatever it is that they need, or get some entertainment if it's a nice extra. Just to, yeah, even though it's not a lot, but at least you can give back something to the fans.
I completely do what you're saying.
And I think the positive for the whole dance community and all the fans is that even though some promoters are in very big problems right now because they didn't see this coming, or like Las Vegas, they had to fire 50%, 60, 70% of their staff. When it comes up, it's not going to be the big payday it was in the old days, but it's going to be good for the fans because the ticket prices are going to go down because the promoters are taking big risks. So we're there's no more super private jets and stuff, but at least you know that the passion is going to be real, and the entire dance music as a whole the passion is going to make it explode more. It's going to be more accessible when everything is over and when everything gets started again. So a little less fancy, but a lot more love. So I'm excited for the future.
Yeah, I can feel that.
Afrojack coming through with wise words. If you've just tuned in, don't worry. After the stream is over, you can catch all of this on my Instagram, TV, YouTube, and Facebook. Time to see a video by Gatusso.
Feel like I can walk on water.
Man, these tracks are so epic. I love it. It's insane. So it's interesting. You've spoken about this before. It almost seems, Gatusso, for me, that it's like a carrot in front of your nose, and it's just starting now, or it was just going to happen, all of this. And then, you know, the COVID hit. And so what is it that we are looking forward to getting out of this? Because if we're going to be real about it, it's not going to look like it looked in this video right now, or will it?
Listen, I all the time think about the future, and it's making me happy to listen Afrojack that he say that it's think that it's come back in more passion. People that know me know that I'm a real pusher, and I know to get my place, and I want to be sure that when everything gonna come back, I will catch my spot and I will do it again and I can go up. And if not, Nick will help me, no?
Yes.
There we go.
Yes, I'm okay. Listen, for me, it's to release the music. I released last week a record. Next week I release remix for Steve Aoki. After this, we have remix with Dash Berlin. After this, collaboration with you. So I'm there. I'm all the time push, all the time release music, and everything gonna be great.
I want to talk to Lady B about this as well, because Lady B's performances are mainly in the Netherlands. A lot of Netherlands work, right, or no?
Yeah, well, I had my first time Lollapalooza. It's on
nice.
The main stage in Stockholm, but also cancelled. First time that I have a lot of shows in Holland, but this year was the first time I could play main stage open air, main stage Mysteryland, and I worked really hard just to stand for my sound now, and yeah. So like you explained about the carrot in front of your head, it's the same story, but try to stay positive and just trying to look forward, you know?
Yeah, see, because what people might not know is that the Dutch government had announced that all festivals are cancelled in summer, right? I think even if it's going to be, unless there's a vaccine next week, Dutch summer is gone.
Yeah, canceled everything until September the 1st, but I think it will be longer, but for everybody, right?
I think in general you just gotta keep in mind, like I always try to keep worst case scenario. Worst case scenario is basically nothing is happening till January, February next year. When I spoke, I speak to the Greek promoters, I speak to the Ibiza promoters, like nothing is happening. In Greece, the financial situation is actually so bad that they might still open up despite the virus because they cannot suffer a summer of loss. So this is interesting and it looks like a good sign. But the thing you got to remember is there's not going to be any budgets because everyone is already scared to death. People haven't booked their trips. There's not going to be a gigantic vacation in crowd. So I really see this moment in our entire culture as a time to either take a break if you want to take a break or get ready to be ready when it reopens, because people have their eyes open when everything restarts. They're going to have their ears open, they're going to have their eyes open. So when everything starts again, that's the time you want to catch the hype, and it's going to be like you're at the boom back in 2006, which I was lucky to be a part of, and it worked out very well.
I have a question for every one of you. What do you think? I have a lot of club releases and not a lot of like really, like you call it, radio songs. Do you think I have to postpone, or do you think I just have to get out of as much music as I can? Or
I postponed everything. I present it to my fans through streaming. So like I play the IDs and I send them out and like I talk about it, but I don't release them until season starts, because if you release it now, like people are not going to listen to it on Spotify. They might listen to it on a stream, but it would be a waste.
I have maybe a little bit of a different opinion. Actually, I'm looking into releasing some club-based music. Why? Because I believe in it. Why? Because people are pretending like they're in a club at home, in their bathroom or in their living room or whatever. And I think the first moment where we as a dance community really can start going out again is in a club environment. I think that, and actually this was confirmed by Brian Fink on iHeartRadio, that the time frame of having a successful radio hit is not per se concerned to be in a certain amount of time of a few weeks where it has to hit a certain peak or boom. Why am I explaining this? Because he was doing an interview with a lady producer who just had hit #1 on iHeart after 2 years. So the factor time with COVID brings us back to slow living. That's how I call it. You know, our lives were so fast paced. Every weekend, every day, new news. That's not the reality anymore. The reality is this horrible virus and hoping it to blow over. But the time frame of something being successful, if it would be in an algorithm of our lives, it's seriously disturbed now. And therefore, I would say, if people want to hear club music, they are going to listen club music, although we will find that out in a later time frame when you look at streaming figures and statistics, you know, and I think my feedback for Lady B is also you should do something where your heart really is into, and if your heart is into that club music, go for it, full frontal, because people will recognize, they will feel that passion that is made with. And if you get the opportunity of doing a big song on a radio, that will come in its time. Give it some time. Don't be afraid for club music at all. I think resuming that the first moment for us started working again will be in a club environment, smaller controlled environments, and people will going to listen to club music then, for sure.
What I think is interesting that you and Afrojack have in common, Jeff, is that you are focusing back on 2006. When I heard the Daily Dash, I was like, whoa, this is, what do you call it, trance? Now it's like that hardcore, like 138 BPM, like, and I was like, whoa, and I'm here in my living room, and it's like, whoa, it's like, you know, a big stadium kind of deal. And I think Afrojack as well, when we go back to the clubs and it's the smaller environment, it's as if we are restarting again. And yeah, I do agree that in that environment that there'll probably be club music. It's funny because with the Chainsmokers breaking through, I would have expected some DJs to start playing like 110 BPM sets with all these pop tracks right after each other. But even the Chainsmokers at a festival, they're banging it out, right? So it's always that contrast.
Yeah. I would love to have your tracks, by the way, Lady B, so please send me. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so
Wilson.
Okay, so we're gonna go into a little bit of controversy right now. Live streams, should we get paid or not? But before we answer that question, we're gonna have a look at a little video of Afrojack.
I'm live right now. What? Yes. No. Yes. I have no idea what that was.
See, I love this. This is Afrojack going live on his Instagram, and then his girlfriend came in. There was something with a recording she did, and it needed to be fixed. And he was like, but I'm live right now. And what I wanted, this was going to be about live streams. Are we happy doing live streams? Are we enjoying that? Is this something we should keep on doing? I know about the Daily Dash, but I want to hear, well, let's talk to Afrojack first. Live streams.
You know, in all honesty, and also regarding the previous topic, end of the day, like, you should always do what makes you happy and do as you please. And if you make it like official or involve paperwork, that's a choice. So it's the same thing with live streaming. I choose to live stream because I feel there are some fans that will like to hear my music or my selection of music, or they would like to hear me talk, or they would like to hang out with me while I play Call of Duty. You know, should we get paid for it? If people want to pay for product, it's up to them. Like, we provide product and it's their choice to consume or make it, make it into a feasible product that makes money. It's not really a question of should, it's a question of natural progression. And it's also the same thing when we talked about earlier when you're talking about releasing music. I'm not saying don't make music available to people, but I'm saying from the moment you make it official, you're trying to turn it into a business transaction. Anytime a song gets papered up and you have to get a royalty clause and a licensor, labels get involved. For me, from that moment on, it's like, okay, I'm hands off. I made the song, I presented it, now I will let the labels and the financial teams and the marketing teams deal with it. I honestly think that this COVID situation brings out the natural state of people. Companies are going very, very, very bad. Big companies are falling down. Sadly, a lot of people are dying. But if you look on the bright side of this whole situation, you will notice that people go online, or they go on their phone, or they go wherever, and they consume only what they want to consume. Because there's no longer a pressure from society to consume certain product, which now makes live streaming a very interesting thing. And it also goes to show how interesting we are as people outside of DJs, because you notice when you go online and you do a set, you get this many views. You produce a song, you get this many views. You go online and play Call of Duty and talk some shit, maybe not so much. So I think it's a very natural and human situation to see who does what and what is what worth, if that makes sense.
So for the viewers, I don't think it's even out there, but I don't know if viewers realize that we don't get paid for live streams. All the live streams you see is usually for free, or it's like on donation based. So I just want to be clear about that, and that's why I'm asking the questions. Gattuso, do you like live streaming?
First, I like to play, and I play here in this stage in daily base. So if the camera on or not, for me it's the same. I play, I drink, I jump like I'm an ultra. So for me it's the same. I love to see the feedback for the people. I love to see the comments. So honestly, yeah, I like to do it. I did 2-3 festivals virtual, so it was a lot of views. So it was very nice, and I get more followers and more streaming. So you see everything connected. If we need to get pay, I'm not sure, because I think the economic for everyone right now, it's very bad. And our fans, that is 18 until 30, 28, this is the people that can't work, can't go to do nothing, and doesn't have incomes. So I think we need to give them our music and make them happy. And of course, in the future, we can see them and they're gonna buy tickets and they're gonna give us back. That's how I see it.
Now,
Yeah, I want to add really quick. I had an offer recently for doing a live stream, which would be ticketed. So virtual, you can buy a virtual ticket, which we declined. But there are people looking into this as business already.
Yeah, it's a paper show, right?
Yeah, which to me is like, I think that's not really fair, but that's a personal opinion. That's each their own.
well, it's interesting because you are still putting on a show. There's people consuming it, right? With the situation getting, out of the lockdowns, people starting to return to their jobs and whatnot, there will be some money there as well. And so I'd be interested to see, for instance, I've been seeing these comedians on YouTube who are currently out of shows as well. And then they put up a YouTube video, and indeed you can buy an electronic ticket where they're going to go live and do a stand-up comedy show. And it's like $10. And I looked at that and I was like, oh, but yeah, I want to see him perform. Like, I'll pay it. I want to see it.
Honestly, I think it depends on where you are in your career. I think for us, you, me, Jeffrey, I think our situation, like, we could do it, but I think we will benefit more from giving interaction and giving live sets for free to our fans to keep the relationship tight. When you're more on the come up and you're literally like, you need money to progress your career, you need money to survive the month, then it's a very different situation. And I do feel you could charge whatever it is necessary to be charged. But this is also how streamers work on Twitch. I've been watching Twitch a lot, and I have been on Twitch myself a lot, and I see that with the smaller gamers that are playing less famous video games, their donations keep up their monthly income. And the reason the fans donate is because they know they're not big shit. They need the money of the donations to fund their living room, to fund their Twitch stream, to fund whatever it is that they're doing that is their passion and that their fans support. So I would definitely make that known to the fans, like, hey, I love doing this, I love making music for you, I love playing music for you. If you like it, feel free to donate some money, because I need to pay the bills at the end of the month. And I do feel that fans are very genuine, and they would definitely be open for that. And it's possible on Twitch. Twitch has the system for this.
Yeah, I think that's
This does not concern you, Jeffrey, me, or Luke. This is more when you're an upcoming artist. But you were not there when I said that.
I think that's a very good point. No, for sure. But yeah, but I mean, even to be able to support the teams and people doing promotion for us and whatever, with the Twitch infrastructure is an interesting one. So I wanted to ask you guys if you already know what your next real life show is. Do you have any indication?
I definitely know. I don't know.
I have a confirmed booking in November in Singapore, the ship, but Who knows?
Okay.
Yeah, I have some options and confirmed gigs for November, but I don't think they're gonna happen. Like my focus right now is get production ready and get music ready. Ultra 2021, Miami.
I think I know. I'm a little bit on the same page as you, Nick. But I from the start thought from a worst case scenario. When we started, I was like, this is gonna take, we're in this for the long run. So I'm anticipating my first show to be somewhere in spring next year.
Wow.
Look, in Spotify, it's look like October 9 I play in Idiot Music Festival Singapore. But I don't know.
Singapore
When's your
as well.
first show, Luke?
Well, see, I was thinking this with some of the countries doing really well with the virus. Say like a country like Singapore, or has been handling it well. Apart from the club outbreak in South Korea and whatnot.
Yeah, I heard.
It would be interesting to be able to fly out to those areas and then possibly do a show. So mine actually is looking like July 5th in New York City. This would be a Profundo rooftop party, which is an open space. They have cabanas. They could social distance people there. And it's not been canceled yet. And I'm very curious to see. Obviously, it's the epicenter, New York City, which will be tricky. But that's what I'm looking at currently.
That's it anyway, so you might as well party.
Right.
I will
Nick,
definitely gonna come.
Nick, we lost your mic again. We're going to round it up soon. Okay. We'll just wait for Nick's mic. Okay, but then we have Germany with the car drive-in shows, and I just heard Carnage has announced one of those. What do you think about those in the cars?
I'll wait.
You'll wait. And Jeff, what did you have?
Same here, pass. Yeah.
It's not the same interaction, I think. What can they do? Blow the horn and I don't know.
Well, I have to quickly add though, when we're streaming, you get the live feedback on the chat, and when you play a ID song and you see the fire emojis go, that sort of gives me the same feeling as when I'm playing on a stage and I see people's face like, oh, what's that? It still gives me the same feeling. But like, yeah, the car, it feels like there's even more of it's like spatial distance. You don't see the people's faces, you just see some windshields reflecting the visuals.
The windshields.
I don't know.
Throw your windshields in the air.
Put them on.
Yeah.
Put your windshield wipers in the air.
So, I personally really love doing the streams as well. It's almost as if I had a show. I need to tell you about my reoccurring dreams I've had for at least 1.5 months into the pandemic, where almost every single night I dreamt that I was at a show, at a pool party, at a festival, and I was about to go on. I was working my way through the crowd thinking what to play, and I get on stage and I wake up. And it's a reoccurring dream. It's that much into my system. And doing these streams, it's almost like the same feeling of, I'm going to get on stage and I'm going to play my music and people are going to see it. And so that's what I like. But for me, it's strange because I've learned all these new things in terms of streaming, setting up your streaming program and camera. And I work with a green screen and all these OBS and what camera, how do I attach it to my computer? And so there's all these new things that I'm sure you have learned as well during this pandemic. And what are you going to take with you if the world starts getting back up again? Like, are we going to continue streaming? Are we going to continue, not growing the beard, obviously, but,
Yeah. I think everybody can answer that question in its own respect, where you want to go with your career, and if you really genuinely like to stream, and maybe we see a split, a T-split coming there as well from the moment where actually touring is possible again. Maybe some people, they take an exit saying, well, you know what? I like this streaming. Everybody's getting his paycheck. people are willing to pay to see me on streaming, I'll just keep on streaming. Why not? You know, it's what you feel comfortable with, you know, in terms of touring, types of festivals, people you want to work with. Yeah, that comes same for, you know, doing live shows and streaming. I think that's the same ballpark soon.
Yeah, I'm already thinking about, you know, maybe there will be a service where you just set up your streaming camera in every club or every festival you are, and then people who are, say, in the UK and you rarely come in the UK, and they can tune in every week from wherever you're playing in the world, that sort of thing.
Can I ask something?
Nick.
Sorry, can I ask you something, Luke?
Yeah.
So, you're still sponsored by Denon?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so please, you are technically most probably the most advanced DJ of the whole like EDM culture, whatever. So there are these guys on YouTube that are doing like 1% of your trick book and blowing it up because they put the title in all caps. It's like, watch me mash up this drop with this song, and they do like camera work really crazy. Please do that with your skills and some cool pop songs, so people are gonna be like mind blown. Because I see this stuff online, I'm like, oh, that's nice, but wow, if this guy would see what Luke would do, or if these people would see what you would do. When you're speaking about streaming, I want to see that live. What you do live, if you can get that on camera, you're gonna freak people out. People don't know what you can do.
I have a funny thing about that, actually. Last few days, I was talking to somebody who's a regular visitor of the show, and it's a she, and she said that she's both looking from Facebook Live as well as Instagram Live. And Instagram Live, I have a different view because it's coming from my phone, and that view is actually focused on the decks and the mixer, and you can see what I'm doing. And she said, well, I don't like the sound coming from Instagram Live, but I actually really enjoy seeing what you're doing. So, yeah, you know, the visual aspect of real DJing, like how you know it works, it is an important part now of showing, what you're capable of. So, I think it's a cool idea of Nick.
Well, thank you. Thank you for the compliments. Definitely something I'd love to look into. That's a great suggestion. And everyone who's watching right now, leave it in the comments or in the comments below later if you want to see that. Some in-depth tricks and skills and mashups and whatnot. I am ready. Absolutely. And so, yeah, it's time for me to round this up, you guys. Thank you so much for joining in this late night Luke conversation. I wish you all the best, and I hope to speak to you soon. And maybe we'll see each other again in real life on the road.
Hope so. Thank you.
Nice for Luke.
Hey.
Stay safe, everyone.
Okay, well, thank you, guys. Be safe.
Be
Bye-bye.
safe.
Bye.